Step right up and play the Virginia Lottery's newest games. The Skee-Ball Scratcher has a top prize of $150,000, and the Skee-Ball Print and Play has a top prize of $30,000. Ski-daddle to your lottery retailer or visit valottery.com/skee-ball.
We are audiostack.ai.
Combining AI writing, the best synthetic voices,
with production and delivery.
Be it ads, podcasts, or VOs for video.
Just like this ad. How would you utilize AI audio? For free.
Go to audiostack.ai/contest.
Give us just a few details.
And you could replace this spot and be heard by millions.
See webpage for T's and C's. audiostack.ai/contest.
Thanks to our sponsor, this episode of Crazy Fitness Guy Healthy Living podcast was created using Podcastle. Podcastle is truly the easiest way to start your podcast. You can record remote interviews, in-studio quality sound. Editing is a breeze with a super intuitive and user-friendly audio editor. You can take advantage of their powerful AI tools like Magic Dust to optimize audio levels and remove background noise with just a single click. And I also use Podcastle to automatically transcribe my episodes, which not only lets me share the final transcript with all of you, my listeners, on different channels, but it even allows me to use their text editor to clean up any of the episode content I don't like, and I'll correspondingly edit the audio accordingly. Podcastle is amazing, all-in-one platform to create your podcast or any audio and video content. Give it a try at podcastle.ai. That is podcastle.ai. I am what you call an indie podcaster. If I run out of money, there's nobody backing Crazy Fitness Guy. How you can support Crazy Fitness Guy is becoming a premium subscriber to Crazy Fitness Guy Premium Podcast. Our first plan is called Low Crazy. You'll get 100% ad-free content with zero sponsorships and zero commercials. The second plan we have is called Crazy. For $3.99 a month, you get access to full episodes for the full library archives, early access to the shows. All episodes are ad-free, shout-outs on the show, and you will be helping support our mission, and all the episodes are unedited. For the next plan, if you go year-long for $30 a year, they're extremely crazy. You'll get everything in the crazy plan, plus you'll get access to our exclusive members' private Facebook group, and bonus ask me about anything episodes, and you get to suggest topics for the show in the Facebook group. So if you want to help support Crazy Fitness Guy, there's 3 plans starting at $2.99 a month, going up to $30 a year. So it's $2.99. The next plan is up is $3.99, and then $30 a year. So thank you for all your support for the years, and I'm looking forward to continue making content just for you. Thank you. To become a premium podcast subscriber, click the links in the show notes and see which plan is right for you.
Welcome to Crazy Fitness Guy Healthy Living podcast, where we strive to motivate people who are on the autism spectrum to live healthy lifestyles. If you think this podcast is only for people who are autistic, then think again. Whether you are autistic or not, we have a mix of content from healthy living to everything in between that makes up a balanced and healthy life. Autism is our backbone, and we strive to support the autism community by motivating, inspiring, and educating everyone about what autism is. Please welcome your host, Jimmy Clare, who is a motivational speaker, autism advocate, author, and founder of CrazyFitnessGuy.com.
Len, what a great year to start the year with Len, because, even though it's in February of 2024, I consider January, February, March still the beginning of the year versus it's not December, so it still counts. My January is busy. I'm doing statistics. Come on. Give me some slack here.
There you go.
But so I felt like this would be a great time to have you back on because I enjoyed your book 1% More, and I've also I always enjoy talking to you and seeing what you've been up to.
Yeah, Jimmy, I agree. I've always enjoyed our conversation. I think we've known each other about 3-4 years now. Meeting through, I think we met online. You reached out to me. You've been on my podcast that I had called The Extraordinary Being Movement. We've interviewed you. We've kind of helped each other out in different ways. So I've enjoyed our friendship together. So I do appreciate you. So thank you very much, Jimmy.
So I was wondering, how are you kicking off your 2024 year so far?
Being in action. You were saying about how we're already up to we're already into February. There's a lot of people out there who set goals January 1st who probably haven't even started them yet. And now it's 4 weeks in, already into a new month. And they're probably still thinking about getting them started and not putting them into action. And that's okay, because like you said, Jimmy, you still have February, you have March, still the beginning of the year, but don't use that as procrastination. So what I like to do, I like to be in action. I like to write out what I'm looking to accomplish, and I don't make very big goals. I make goals that are meaningful and that things that I can accomplish. So I can keep rewarding myself along the way. And it also builds up to my bigger goals. So every day I have something, a task list that I am working towards, which is working towards the big goal that I'm looking to achieve. So it's just taking those steps, doing that 1% more. All right, I'm going to plug my book here. All right, Jimmy, what's coming. It's all about doing that 1% more. That's all you need to do. A lot of people are out there telling you to 10x things, to, go all in, go big, go home. That's great, but it burns you out. It's great to have those big goals. It's great to go for the moon, but a lot of people don't even know what that looks like or how to even get to the moon, so to speak. So you have to start off in small increments, doing those little things that can build upon step by step to get you to the moon, to your big goal in life. And that's really just doing 1% more, just doing that little extra for yourself each and every day. And that can be going to the gym, doing one extra rep, one extra set. It could be saving money, saving another 1% more of your savings, putting that away. And it won't be necessarily very fast. If you're looking the fast, easy way, you're not going to find it. It takes time. It takes patience. It takes you to be resilient and motivated and focus on the big picture. And that's why it's so important to understand what your purpose is in life, where you want to go. And a lot of people struggle with that. They don't know where they want to go. They can't really see the big picture because they've never been there. So that's why I suggest, and even do for myself, go for the smaller picture. Accomplish that first. Then expand upon it and expand upon it and expand upon it. And in no time, what you thought was going to take forever, you've already accomplished it. So back to your question, I just like to be in action. Anything I can do, any little step I can take gets me closer and closer to my goal every day.
I agree with that. And I'm actually trying to build some new habits into 2024. Going to bed at the same time and waking up at the same time. Mm-hmm. And I think because like last year I was waking up at 7 o'clock in the morning on Sundays and waking up like 7:30 in the morning Monday through Saturday. But one of the things that's kind of been bothering me a little bit was that 7 o'clock in the morning on Sundays, because it's still dark out on the East Coast. And so I'm like, okay, this has been a little bit brutal on me. And it's like, it just because since I was changing my sleep schedule a little bit, because I feel like that extra 30 minutes kind of helped me. And you're probably like, how does that extra 30 minutes really matter? Is that because like, forget everything that you know about a web browser, because you will be blown away by Psychic Browser. It's no ordinary web browser like Firefox, Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, and all the other web browsers out there. It's based on productivity, and let me just name a few other functionalities that it has. It's very fast. It blocks ads by default. You don't see that with Google Chrome, do you? No. And there's also a built-in sidebar, so you can have all your tools and systems all in one place without having to go search and wait for the web page to load. It's just right there with a click of a button. Try Sidekick out below with the link in the show notes and descriptions for more information about Sidekick. It'll boost your productivity probably tenfold, because that's what I use it for, is productivity. Check out Sidekick and tell them I sent you.
We are audiostack.ai.
Combining AI writing, the best synthetic voices,
With production and delivery.
Be it ads, podcasts, or VOs for video.
Just like this ad. How would you utilize AI audio? For free.
Go to audiostack.ai/contest.
Give us just a few details.
And you could replace this spot and be heard by millions.
See webpage for T's and C's. audiostack.ai/contest.
When you wake up to still see it's dark outside, I'm like asking like Google's like, are you sure you got me in the right time zone? I was like, this is a little too dark for me. It's like, is it 5 o'clock or is it 7 o'clock? I'm confused.
No, I totally get it because I'm on the West Coast. And for myself, knowing that we're kind of in our winter, even though it's a little bit warmer than what you have on the East Coast,
Just a little.
It just seems like once the seasons change, for some reason, I've been struggling getting up early too. And I can relate with you 100%. It's dark out. I'm in my bed, nice and warm and cozy. Why would I want to leave? All right. But I know what my purpose is and I know where I want to go. And that pushes me to get out of bed, to go to the gym, even when it's cold outside, to get in my workout for the day. Because I know if I don't, I don't feel good about myself. I don't feel complete. I don't feel as if I'm aligned with my values, with my beliefs, and even where I want to go with my purpose. So when you're stuck like that, you just have to remind yourself why you're getting up and how important it is for you to get up to start that day, because you have big dreams and big goals that you want to accomplish. And that's how I push myself.
And like, I'm also, like for me, I'm also learning, I'm going to reach my reading goal this year. For last year, I was 5 books shy of my goal just because I got caught up in a lot of tests that I forgot about that I started and stopped. I wouldn't say a lot. It was like just a few, like maybe 3 or 4 big tests. And I got like over 100 plus tests done last year. But it was just a few that just kind of like left my mind, and then when I came across them again, I was like, I forgot about this one. I was like, this thing just went sideways. Like, I guess because I wasn't using this tool for a while. I forget what tool it was, but it was like, oh well. I was like, it wasn't really that important, but maybe I should have updated just because. And then my couple other goals, just it's not all about goals and whatnot. I'm learning to. I'm putting more money. Trying to save more money this year. Because last year, let's just say there was a few extra expenses that I wasn't really expecting, but some companies gave me some amazing savings on some stuff, and I was so I kind of locked myself into my website hosting provider because they gave me such a great deal, and I was like, oh well, I'm not going to leave anymore. So I was like, because like, well, I could always leave, and it's like, nah. I was like, I'm done. I was like, I'm not leaving. I was like, I jumped 3 different platforms. I'm done.
There you go. There you go. So Jimmy, what are your goals for this year?
Well, my personal goals, I'm learning to have a consistent sleep schedule.
Right.
Working out and stretching more on getting my yoga in on Saturday mornings, because I'm not a person who really likes to do yoga on Sunday, just because I go to church in the morning, either online or in person, depending on the weather. Because like sometimes when it's like when it snows outside, I was like, it's really, really cold, and it's like, okay, it might be very icy, don't really want to go out. And it's like, well, I can live stream it on YouTube. So I was like, why not? I was like, well, and then I'm also hoping to, well, I'm planning on to take more breaks throughout my work day, just so I'm not, about like 15-minute break so I can read some fun stuff and like, or self-help books or fiction books, just so I don't get like all stressed out. It's like all I do is when I get up in the morning, I go from whatever time I start to whenever I stop, and then go to karate, and it's like I feel like a giant robot.
Yeah. Well, those are fantastic goals. And how do you feel? You feel you're on track to stay focused on them and get them completed for the year?
Yeah, I feel like I'm still working to get my breaks consistently. I done like maybe 1 or 2 here and there, but then I was like, okay, I really could get back on track on this. And it's like, but then sometimes like I'm not continuing because something else came up, and then I'm like, oh, this is going to be a longer thing than I really wanted it to be. Like if I was talking on the phone with the company because of, I don't know, something happened, and then I'm trying to like figure, and I'm on hold with them. It's like, oh, I can't take a break, can I? Just because my brain can't transition. Like if I'm reading something, I'm waiting on hold for somebody. It's like my brain can't transition quickly from the book to somebody else telling me. It's like, hi, I'm working to customer service. How can I help you? I'm like, where's my transition break? I can't get this.
Hey, no, I get it. I need that transition break as well sometimes when I'm going from one thing to the next. Because, even though people always tell you to multitask, you really can't multitask. Our brain does have to focus on one thing at a time. So we are breaking from one item to the next item to focus on it. It's very hard for us to do things simultaneously.
The only time I can literally do something at the same time is like listen to a podcast that on YouTube on my TV, but that's it. And it's like it's either music or podcast. There's only occasion if I'm doing some work, very small, light work in the morning, I can watch a show on Netflix, but it has to be something very, I wouldn't say dull and boring, but very mindless. It can't be something I have to think of because, I was telling some of my friends today, I'm setting up an auto poster to some of my social media networks, and I had to tailor it to a certain way so that it doesn't get hit by the spam filters and whatnot. And it's like, and I was already screwing up on, I wouldn't say screwing up, but I was already messing up it because okay, I can start putting my, on my own profiles now. I was like, oh no, I forgot 2 more for Crazy Fitness Guy. I was like, I was like, see, this is why I had to pay attention. And I was like, I wasn't watching anything, but my brain just wandering. It's like,
sure. Yeah, and that happens. Our brain just kind of wanders away on things, especially for not paying attention or really focus. It kind of has this. It's a mind. It has this mind of its own, practically.
Yeah, and it's like, come on, brain, dial it back in. And my brain's like, you can't tell me what to do. It's like, sure I can. Get the hell away. It's like, shape up, brain. So,
yes.
So my question for you is, why do you think people get off track from their goals and go on those hamster wheels, or if they hit a plateau, then they just say, I'm done?
No, that's a great question. People always they start off with good intention, with wanting it. But the thing is that they don't want it bad enough. If you want something bad enough, you'll get it done. And a lot of people just kind of die out and they plateau because they don't have that accountability. They don't have a coach. They don't have a friend supporting them and working out with them, or touching base with them to see if they are holding themselves accountable. And it's easy to not hold yourself accountable if nobody's there to hold you accountable. And people just kind of fizzle out on their New Year's resolutions or fizzle out on their goals because they get stuck with a barrier of some sort, a challenge. They don't know how to overcome that challenge. And instead of trying to figure out or ask questions or get the help that they need, they just hit that wall and stop. And they just get stuck there. And sometimes growing is scary. And it's easy to stay in our comfort zone. And a lot of people don't want to push themselves to grow. It's easier to stay comfortable and in a state of pleasure than push yourself into that zone of unknown, that zone of fear of what would happen if I did accomplish this. And that's scary. Success is scary to people. So is failure to people. And they just sometimes certain individuals just stop there. And they just settle, and they're fine with that. And you can be okay with that. I mean, nothing in your life is going to change because you've been dealing with it for that long, and you're already okay with that. But if you want to make that change, if you want to reach your goals, if you want to push yourself beyond that wall, then you need to become more resourceful. You need to reach out for help. You need to get a coach of some sort to hold you accountable, or a really good friend that's going to tell you how it is. Hey, Jimmy, you said you were going to accomplish this week. What happened? Why didn't you do it? As your friend, I would say that to you. And then I would hear the story you would tell me. But you just didn't prioritize it. You just didn't make it to be important. And things that we make important in our lives, we get done. So that's where what I feel, in my opinion, is where people get stuck. And to get off that hamster wheel, you just got to push through it. And you just got to keep showing up. There's some days that I don't want to show up at the gym at all. I'd rather just stay in bed like we just discussed. But I go. And even though I may not be 100% in it mentally, at least I'm there. And I know if I'm there and I walk through the doors of the gym, I'll do something. It may not be the greatest workout, but at least I'm there. At least I showed up. At least I'm in the game. And if it's not the greatest of workouts, that's okay. I have other days to have amazing workouts. But this one is just going to be me maybe spending 30 minutes on the treadmill. You know, maybe just me doing a lighter workout and not a heavy workout. Maybe doing stretching of some sort. I don't know, but at least I'm there. At least I showed up. And a lot of people just don't show up. They just be like, "Oh, I'm good. I'm staying in bed." Keep hitting the snooze button, and then they wonder why their life hasn't changed. But they made that choice. They're making that choice. Every time I hit the snooze button to not get out of bed is a choice that I'm okay where I'm at, and I don't need to change, and this is where I want to stay.
Well, one of the
That's where they want to be.
Well, one of the tricks that I make sure that I can't hit the snooze button, I use the alarm on my phone because it connects to Spotify, so I don't have to hear beep, 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 because that's just annoying as heck. And I mean, honestly, maybe if you can see, I have an alarm clock on my Hydro Flask. Is the best water bottle in my opinion because it keeps my water nice, cold, and refreshing throughout the day. And yes, I do drink a lot of water throughout the day, so even though it stays colder for longer, I still like having a reusable water bottle like Hydro Flask because it just sits on my desk and reminds me, hey, you gotta drink water. And Hydro Flask, it keeps it cold longer, which makes me want to drink more water throughout the day because, you know, there's nothing worse than drinking warm water. Go to hydroflask.com and use the link in the show notes. And yes, I do get a small commission from Hydro Flask, which also helps support the show. So tell them I sent you, use the link below, and check out hydroflask.com for more information. Nightstand, but I don't use it because that one's the one that beep, beep, beeps and everything. Okay. But so what I do, I set the alarm on my phone. I put my phone on my desk, so when I get up, I have to literally get up and click stop. And so after I hear the music, it's like, okay, I'm up. And it's like, it's like beep, 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 beep. And get this thing out of the freaking wall while I'm
that's right, and that's a great technique. And I'm glad that you brought that up. That is a wonderful thing to do. Move your alarm clock across the room. Don't put it by your bedside. Don't put your phone by your bedside. Charge it across the room so that you literally have to get up out of bed to go and turn off that alarm clock. Because now you're up. Now you can start your day and start moving and waking the body up so that you can continue moving forward.
Yeah, and if that doesn't work, I have headphones on my bottom nightstand of my near my bed, and I basically what I do is when I make my bed, in case my dad's not up yet, I put in my headphones on just to listen to music so I don't wake up anybody else in the house. Yeah. And I'm still with my parents at the moment due to my college right around the corner, and so I'm still planning to move out. I'm not. It's like,
hey, if they're not throwing you out, don't rush. You're doing a great job already. Being in college, starting a podcast show, giving weekly motivation, starting Crazy Fitness Guy business that you have. Being an advocate for autism. You're an amazing individual.
Thank you.
So just keep working on your pathway. Don't worry about those other things just yet. Focus on your schooling. Focus on building your business, and just keep doing what you're doing, my friend.
You know, I also want to bring attention that when people get like, I know for myself, when I get off track from like my, let's say, losing motivation, I also have a vision board, and I started updating it here and there.
Great.
Maybe not every single day, probably not every single week, but I do some here and there. And it's like, what I've done, you might have maybe heard of the tool called Notion.
Yes.
I made a vision board in it because I have a shortcut on my phone, so every time when I need some motivation, I just tap my phone screen and it pops up. And same thing on my computer when I first open Notion up, because I put all my templates for my live stream on there, just so I don't have to redo the whole thing over and over and over again. I sound very, very lazy, but when you can, you might as well save some time as an entrepreneur.
I agree. If you can find some ways to save time, there's nothing lazy about that. You're just being efficient.
Exactly, but and what else I do when I open it on Notion, it's like the very first page that I see is my vision board. So it's like, I purposely do this, and it's like, I know at least once or twice, I think at least maybe like 5 or 6 times a week I'm in Notion, literally.
Really, that helps you stay focused and motivated. That is great. Do that. Having a vision board is powerful for people to have, so you can have an idea of where you want to go and the things that you're looking to acquire or to accomplish, and it gives you that motivation, which is great. You know, other things that people can do to help stay focused is to, you know, visualize their success, meditate on what their goals and vision is a great way. Journaling is a powerful tool to see how you're progressing and maybe what thoughts are coming up, and reflecting on that as well to help you stay focused on your goals and where you want to go, and writing down your wins, and of course celebrating all the little victories that you have. You don't need to have a big victory to say I've accomplished something. Every little step along the way is a celebration. Me just coming on to your podcast is a celebration for me. You know, I got honored to be here today, and I look at that as an accomplishment. So you have to reward yourself in order to stay focused and motivated for your goals, no matter how big or small. They don't have to be expensive. You know, maybe just you taking a walk in the park, or spending time reading a chapter in your book, or, you know, getting on a phone call with a friend that you haven't spoken to in a long time, and just reconnecting. And all those can be rewards for you to stay focused on what you want to do.
I agree, especially, you know, there's this company called FitOn for fitness, and it's a free fitness platform. I've been using it. I use it 6 days a week, sometimes 7, just keep my body stretched. I mean, there's more than stretching on there. Like, there's weightlifting, kickboxing. I had a very annoying headache the other day, and even though I do karate 3 times a week, but I was like, you know, I just need to even if I'm not punching anything, I just need to punch air at the moment. I'm like, I'm very just frustrated, and I forgot what I was frustrated about, but my headache was just like, oh, I need something to get rid of this thing, and so I decided. I mean, I wasn't like going heavy at the air because I know I'm just punching air and I don't want to hyperextend my muscles or anything. But so I'm just like punching, say, and at the end of it, it's like, oh, my headache finally went away. And it's like, that's just annoying. It was like just sobbing for like 3 days straight. It's like, I was like, 8 hours statistics homework is like, this is getting annoying. Is this math class?
Yeah, all that thinking was probably giving you a headache.
Yeah, it's funny. My friend is actually tutoring me online, and it's like if any company that I've been using for marketing, etc., gave me a graph that I can read, because like they're just doing it just for the heck of it because of statistics or anything. I was like, I would fire it. I would just throw them out and never use their tool again because like, what kind of chart is this? And it's like, I had to do, basically, one of the things I was looking at, where I was getting confused at, picture this, it's a rectangle on a number line, so to speak, and apparently each end of the rectangle was part of the problem. And it's like, can they make it less obvious? I was like, because it just blended in with everything. It's like, can't they put a dot, say, hey, this is what I'm looking for? And it's like, if somebody gave this to me in an analytics point of view for my data, like if Google Analytics changed into that, I was like, I'm done. It's like, if I can't read something that obvious, and it's like, whoever creates statistics is a total idiot. No offense to anybody who loves math and whatnot, but I hate math.
No, I'm not a big fan of math either, so I'm right there with you, my friend.
Okay, good, because I'm like, my friend loves math, and it's like, isn't math the best? And it's like, I am what you call an indie podcaster. If I run out of money, there's nobody backing Crazy Fitness Guy. How you can support Crazy Fitness Guy is becoming a premium subscriber to...
We are audiostack.ai.
Combining AI writing, the best synthetic voices,
With production and delivery.
Be it ads, podcasts, or VOs for video.
Just like this ad. How would you utilize AI audio? For free.
Go to audiostack.ai/contest.
Give us just a few details.
And you could replace this spot and be heard by millions.
See webpage for T's and C's. audiostack.ai/contest.
Smoothie King's new lemonade lineup is here.
Lemonade, lemonade, the Smoothie King way.
Try a strawberry guava lemonade SK refresher.
Over ice.
A power up in a cup.
Energize.
Or a blueberry lemonade smoothie.
Blend it up in your cup.
Made with real fruit, real juice for a real sipping good summer.
Yum, yum, gotta get some.
Smoothie King's new lemonade lineup, all for a limited time.
Who's thirsty?
Crazy Fitness Guy Premium Podcast. Our first plan is called Low Crazy. You'll get 100% ad-free content with zero sponsorships and zero commercials. The second plan we have is called Crazy. For $3.99 a month, you get access to the full episodes for the full library archives, early access to the shows. All episodes are ad-free, shout-outs on the show, and you will be helping support our mission, and all the episodes are unedited. For the next plan, if you go year-long for $30 a year, they're extremely crazy. You'll get everything in the crazy plan, plus you'll get access to exclusive members' private Facebook group, and bonus ask me about anything episodes, and you get to suggest topics for the show in the Facebook group. So if you want to help support Crazy Fitness Guy, there's 3 plans starting at $2.99 a month, going up to $30 a year. So it's $2.99. The next plan is up is $3.99, and then $30 a year. So thank you for all your support for the years, and I'm looking forward to continue making content just for you. Podcast subscriber, click the links in the show notes and see which plan is right for you. Yeah, because you already know how to do it.
That's right.
So, what do you do when you see yourself slipping away from your goals a little bit? Like, okay, maybe not like totally slipping, but like, oh, I'm getting off track a little bit. How do I recover, so to speak?
No, that's great. I like to do a little self-reflection. And if I see that I'm slipping, I start to ask myself, I'm just making sure I have the wording right from what I normally do. I usually ask myself, Len, what's going on? Why do you feel that this, and I'm sorry, I'm thinking a couple things in my head for this one because I want to give some good tools here for this. When I'm slipping away from my goals, it's usually because I'm overwhelmed in my life, or I don't feel like I have the resources to move forward. So I ask myself, Len, what resources do you need to accomplish this goal? Why do you feel that you are unable to move forward? Is this something from your past that's holding you back? Because sometimes our childhood trauma, or maybe somebody said to us that we're not good enough, maybe fears coming up, that maybe we tried this once before and it didn't work. So I like to go through some reflective questioning to ask myself once I get there. So I pause and I ask these questions. And I take some time to meditate and self-reflect and journal about it. So I can figure out what the root cause is, so I can attack that and figure out what I need to do to resolve that piece. So then I can continue moving forward so it no longer hinders my progress. So that's what I do.
When you were saying that, I started to... I had a similar kind of, I would say issue, but I was having this same reflection the other day, and like I was reverting back to some old annoying bad habits. No drugs, no alcohol, nothing like that, but it just, it was more basically mentally, and I think that's maybe where the headache started from. And my thoughts just been going boom, 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 and I'm like, okay, this is getting annoying. Why is this doing this? And so I was reflecting, and I said, okay, it's probably because of, well, I mean, I'll give you two reasons. One reason I'm working with a colleague of mine, and I can't give away the whole thing, but let's just say I'm working with a colleague of mine because I'm leaving him a little bit of surprise. And he's helping me on this thing, and he made this promise to me, is like, I'll help you as long as you show up and bring stuff to the table. And it's like, but if you start slacking, we're done. And I was like, no pressure. I was like, and of course he started helping me sometime a little bit last year into this year. And so I was I was kind of clutched towards my deadline meeting with them on Wednesday, and I didn't feel like I had enough to bring to the table. But when I told him that, hey, I'm still looking for these statistics for such and such and slide, he didn't say anything bad about it, because I got the 3 out of the 4 slides that I needed to complete. And so I kind of felt like, okay, I didn't screw this up. And I think if I did say something, I would tell them, say, I'm balancing this 8 hours of statistics, we're trying to learn all of that, plus everything else I'm doing with my business along with this. So it's like, I'm really doing my best here. Yeah. It's like I'm not playing video games on during the week. I'll admit I play them on the weekend, but my head is just like, I need a break by the end of the week.
Sure.
I was like, I can't do all of that 7 days a week because it's like, I gotta move away. So that was one of the reasons. And the second reason, I was like, do I have enough time to do all of this? And I said to myself, like, yes, you do. And it's like, all you have to do is just be on top of my game, publishing, scheduling content that I had ahead of time and waiting for the week of. And I was like, now why can't I just do that every single time? Mm-hmm. And it's like, I said to myself, well, you can if you stop being a lazy fart. And I was like, okay, so, and then my last reason why I came up with was that I have a virtual speaking engagement coming up in February, and I'm looking forward to it, and that's another accomplishment for me. But I just felt like everybody was asking me for something. Like one company's asking me for something from there, and then these guys are like, hey, can you redo the video for us? And it's like, I know it wasn't like a long video, just like an intro video, but it was like a lighting some like this, and it's like, okay, it's not like it was bad lighting. And it's like, I consider bad lighting if it was like nighttime and I had my light on behind me, and it's like, maybe I could have used the overhead lights, but it's like, okay, it's promotional content. Don't you want it to look like promotional kind of content versus, yes, I'm in well, I know I'm not in a studio, but it's like, do you really want the overhead lights on and then like look very professional, or do you want to say, hey, look, yes, I'm here in my own house and I'm looking forward to this virtual event, here we come, versus, hey, I want to show the real kind of me. So I was like, I'm just going to give her this. And it's like, if she doesn't like it, whatever. And I'm not saying that to be rude or anything, because like I love what I do, but it just like so many people was just asking me everything on the day when I was just overwhelmed. And it's like, here's the video, I'm done. I was like, there's nothing else I can do anymore. I was like, so it's like, if she doesn't like it, just tell me don't come, okay?
All right.
So that was my kind of my week, just like, I'm feeling overwhelmed. And my last thing was my this person reached out to me. This company reached out to me. It's like, hey, you want to do an written interview series? And I was like, yes, sure. And they were looking for me in like a couple, like a week or two, and I said, sorry, my brain is all over statistics and everything. And there's like, no worries, take your time, what you need. I still haven't finished it yet, but I was like, okay, today I am sitting down, I'm finishing this thing. And it's like, if I had to move my podcast editing time to Monday, fine. And it's like, I'm still ahead of the game. And it's like, I would push something away versus to not like I'm procrastinating on it or anything, but it's like, I'd rather just like, okay, I want to finish up these few things, and the podcast editing for February or March, that's ahead of the schedule. And so it's like, that's bonus, but as I already got the podcast show notes scheduled for next week, so it's like, I still have a week ahead of time to get everything going.
Good, perfect.
Yeah, I know that was a little bit wordy, but I'm going for it. It's good.
Hey, it's your show. You can do what you want, right?
Yeah. I broke my own rules.
That's right.
I guess I have to fire myself later on.
Yep, great.
So, my last few questions for you is, why do you think people are so hard on themselves if they don't reach all their goals in let's say, in a few months?
Because people will usually feel very shameful. It's shame. that comes up for people, that they feel embarrassed and judge themselves harshly. And then the voices in the head start coming up saying, I'm not good enough, or you're not good enough. Why can't you ever follow through on things? All that negative self-talk starts to pop up. And some people will fight through it and shut it down, and other people will just cater to it and be like, hey, you're right, I'm not good enough. Why do I even want to continue doing this? Why do I want to, get that body, or be able to grow my business, or be able to save, or become financially free? I've never done it before. Nobody else in my family has done it before, so I'm never going to be able to get there. And they fall into that victim mentality. And that takes over. And then they end up not being able to move forward.
I definitely agree on that. And trust me, people, I have failed many, many times running Crazy Fitness Guy. It looks perfect on the front end, but on the back end, it's one big spider web of what the hell did I put together?
Well, you haven't failed at anything. It's all learning. There is really no failure in life. Everything is a learning experience. So you learn by messing a couple things up. Now you're more educated and knowledgeable. You have better experience with it now. So now you know what to do the next time. Now, failure comes when you make the same mistake over and over and over again. Okay? Then you got to start reevaluating your life and saying, why am I doing this over and over and over again? All right, maybe you just need more time to learn from all those experiences until you get it right. Maybe you just take some people a little bit longer to get there. But I view failure as just learning experiences, one after another. And I wouldn't be here today if I didn't fail 100 different times. So.
Okay, let me rephrase that. I had an epic fail, though. Well, it was an epic fail on just something that was just. I have this one tool that, because I have a business phone number that basically I use as an autoresponder for people who texted to it. Just because I use my contact form on my website more than I do the. Because I don't allow calls, etc. And I was wondering why this auto tool wasn't responding, and so I was just looking at it, I was like, why is this not working? And I went to the settings, it wasn't turned on. No. I was like, I turned it off for some reason last year, and I was like, no wonder. I was like, I got so busy, wrapped up in everything else. And it's like, why did I turn it off? And I couldn't figure out why I turned it off. And I was like, well, gee, why it doesn't work? Because it's not turned on.
And that's how. Hey, I've been in there. I was telling people to go to this one Zoom link, and I was showing up for a different one, and I totally forgot that I had a different one set up, and I kept wondering, why is nobody showing up? And it took me forever to really figure it out, and I lost a lot of business opportunities from it because I just didn't have it right. I just forgot that I had two set up. So I understand. I understand where you're coming from there, and it just happens. But now I know better. Now I know to either not have a Zoom link that's reoccurring and just have it automatically populate something, or change the way I do things. So, or pay more attention at least to the way I do things. So I get it.
That's why, like I said, I've been dialing down it too. Even if I'm not getting to certain new projects, at the end of the week to schedule everything out, I decided, what, the smaller tasks will add up to the bigger tasks because it's like, okay, if I dial into this, I'll dial into that, and if I clean up all the overwhelming mess, I'll be more likely to say, hey, I can continue going into more content creation, with fresh new ideas versus, do you think, should I keep this? Should I get rid of this? When should I get into this interview? And I'm looking forward to writing the interview, but it's like I never had like a few minutes to myself because somebody always wants something else from me. I'm like, I was like,
yeah, well, that's where you need to carve in time for yourself and schedule it. And
exactly.
My time, and I'm shutting up the phone, not responding to emails, and make that time for yourself because you need it. You need that downtime and that self-care for you in order for you to be more productive, in order for you to continue on staying motivated so that you can reach your goals. And building that habit is one part of that, and having that, setting those boundaries.
And like, I'll give you a quick example. Like one of the companies I've been following up with because I have a Google News publication for Crazy Fitness Guy. 2.6K followers finally.
Wow, awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. And one of the things that I've been noticing that's been an annoying trend, I'm not sure why it's becoming a trend, but every single month it seems like Google's always like one article or two articles behind, and then it updates. And I was like, all these other publications, higher up ones, are like, and I'm like not comparing myself to higher up publications, but it's like if my new content is published, it should automatically publish to this platform, correct? And so I finally I kind of created a kind of a snarky kind of post with tongue-in-cheek kind of, but I tweeted to Google, I was like, hey, Google, every month I have to keep tweeting. I tweet to you, and then my content's magically updated on your platform, but I shouldn't have to do no. Seems to me all the other publications don't have to do that. Why do I have to do that? Yeah. And so, but how it became snarky a little bit, I put in my PayPal link from Crazy Fitness Guy. It's like, if you want me to babysit your Google bots, I charge $100 an hour for you.
There you go.
I was like, I must be somebody's probably on the Google's end. It's like, who is this person who thinks he is?
That's right.
I was like, the only person who's willing to go against the top tech company in the world.
There you go.
Like, here's my PayPal link and your invoice.
Sure, perfect. I'm about to do those things.
I was like, they're probably going to sue me later on.
I get that.
Yeah, probably. So before we wrap up, 3 questions for you. Who's your favorite podcaster and why? And feel free to not say me.
Jimmy, you took away my whole thing. I was going to say you, the Crazy Fitness Guy Motivation Podcast. Oh, my goodness. Oh, wow. Let me think. Who else? Who could be second to you, Jimmy? I like listening to Joe Rogan to give him some credit there. He has some great interviews and asks some interesting questions to people on his show. So I like listening to his as well.
I like listen to Lewis House. He is from the School of Greatness podcast. Mm-hmm. I find like I feel like I resonate more with his story. Mm-hmm. Those who don't know his story, he used to be an athlete, then he got injured. I mean, I don't resonate with that part, but how I resonate is that after high school, I didn't know what I wanted to do. And so I sat around for a year. Then I started doing different odd jobs. And then I decided to go to college and enrolled in college in the fall of 2015. So I resonated with them because it was like, well, after my injury, I didn't know what to do with myself. My career is over. What am I going to do? And then he reinvented himself.
Of course. And that's a great way to go, being able to reinvent yourself. And you can reinvent yourself, 100 different times over and over again.
Exactly.
New ideas and purpose and direction that you want to go in life. So, and you can do it at any age. I've spoken to people that reinvent themselves in their 60s, 70s, 80s. As long as you got the motivation, the willpower, and a direction you want to go, anything is possible.
My next question for you is, what are some of your fun favorite things to do in your free time if you're not learning something new or listening to a podcast?
Sure. No, I love going off-roading. I have a Jeep, so I love finding some back trails and pushing my Jeep to the limit to see how far I can go and rock climb. I love hiking, going out in nature, testing my skill set and my endurance on various hiking trails. I'm going to be getting into doing some kayaking this coming year. I got some new kayaks, so I'm going to be testing out my skills on the water and see how that goes. And I always love going to the gym. I mentioned that a few times in our show. I like consider myself a gym rat, and I'm there at least 5 days a week. So those are things I like to do when I'm not learning or educating or being on a podcast shows like yours.
I definitely, for me, I like to play a little bit some video games on the weekend. I mean, it's not the only thing I do on the weekend. Sometimes I'm hanging out with friends, family members. I'm also reading books. I've gotten more reading apps. I started to read the free books in the Nook app for my Android phone. Because, like I said, I'm trying to cut back on some of my expenses. I'm going to have to buy a book here and there if it's in a series that I've been reading, or a colleague of mine who just published a book that I'm waiting on to get some more money coming in before I buy it. I have to replace an email signature tool first, because that one just went bye-bye after a couple of years. So I was like, I can't even update this thing anymore. I was like, it's broke. It's like, can't update it on their website, so like, time to throw it out and before the ship sinks permanently. And my last question for you is, where can people find you, follow you, and learn more about who you are and what you do?
That's a great question. People can reach out to me. I do have a new company called the Mindful Man Method, where I am focusing on empowering men on how to live more empowered lives and build stronger relationships. And if you're interested and you're a guy who feels that that's something that you need in life, or maybe you know a guy that needs this in their life, you can just simply go to the mindfulmanmethod.com, where you can read more about myself, what I do, the coaching that I provide, and see what else I have to offer. You can feel free to reach out to me. You can contact me directly through the website, or reach me at Len, L-E-N, Len, L-E-N, at Mindful Man. Ooh, I'm getting tongue-tied. Look at that. Still screwing it up. Just speaking. This is very challenging sometimes, speaking. Simply, you can email me at Len, L-E-N, at mindfulmanmethod.com. Yeah, woo! Jeez.
Say that 5 times fast.
I know, but that's the power of doing these podcast shows. This is what's about being human. We screw up, Technically, I failed saying my own website, my own email, but it's a learning experience. Now I know what to do. Slow myself down a little bit, take my time to think it through, and say it correctly the first time around. See? Very simple.
Definitely. So, just out of curiosity, I know extra question, but just out of curiosity, how do you manage to do all these businesses? Are they all up and running still, or are you just focusing on the new one?
Right now, I'm just focusing on the Mindful Man Method. That's kind of my passion right now, and empowering men. So that's where I'm going. I still have my book out there, 1% More, The Hidden Force to Create Extraordinary Results in Life and Business. A beautiful book. It's a co-authored book. I have about 25 other co-authors in there in this book, along with my 4 pillars of success. And it's an amazing book. I've got a lot of great reviews on it. I'm contemplating a second one here soon. So I'm excited about working on that and just putting myself out there.
This episode, please leave us a review. Your reviews help us be discovered by more people all over the world. Make sure you subscribe to our podcast so you get notified of every new show. In the meantime, please connect with us on social media at CrazyFitnessGuy and follow Jimmy Clare at Jimmy Clare Speaker or Jimmy Clare Speak. While you wait for another brand new episode, please go check out CrazyFitnessGuy.com. Check out the latest blog posts, events, sales, and more. Hope to see you again next time.
Hydro Flask is the best water bottle in my opinion because it keeps my water nice, cold, and refreshing throughout the day. And yes, I do drink a lot of water throughout the day, so even though it stays colder for longer, I still like having a reusable water bottle like Hydro Flask because it just sits on my desk and reminds me, hey, you gotta drink water. And Hydro Flask, it keeps it cold longer, which makes me want to drink more water throughout the day because, you know, there's nothing worse than drinking warm water. Go to hydroflask.com and use the link in the show notes. And yes, I do get a small commission from Hydro Flask, which also helps support the show. So tell them I sent you, use the link below, and check out hydroflask.com for more information.
We are audiostack.ai.
Combining AI writing, the best synthetic voices,
with production and delivery.
Be it ads, podcasts, or VOs for video.
Just like this ad. How would you utilize AI audio? For free.
Go to audiostack.ai/contest.
Give us just a few details.
And you could replace this spot and be heard by millions.
See webpage for T's and C's. audiostack.ai/contest.
Smoothie King's new lemonade lineup is here.
Lemonade, lemonade, the Smoothie King way.
Try a strawberry guava lemonade SK refresher.
Over ice.
A power up in a cup.
Energize.
Or a blueberry lemonade smoothie.
Blend it up in your cup.
Made with real fruit, real juice for a real sipping good summer.
Yum, yum, gotta get some.
Smoothie King's new lemonade lineup, all for a limited time.
Who's thirsty?